Tourette's is a neurological condition which affects the brain and nervous system. Tourette's is caused by a misfire in the basal ganglia, which disrupts the body's regular movements, causing uncontrollable movements known as tics. People who suffer from Tourette's commonly suffer from other associated health problems such as 60% OCD, 70% ADHD, 49% anxiety and 25% depression.
Hi, my name is Madelin Ford, I'm 18 years of age and I suffer with Tourette syndrome. I first found out I had Tourette syndrome when I was about 5 or 6. I was in a sports day relay race and I fell to the floor and everyone thought I was having an epileptic fit. So I got tested for epilepsy and found out I didn't have it, but instead I had Tourette syndrome. I felt like an outcast to my family in a way because I felt really different. Like everyone around me I felt was really normal and could do normal things and not be like judged on it. Whereas for me, I felt completely different. I felt the outcast of the group. I didn't really have a lot of friends at a young age, so. I have one where I do this, I move my shoulder up and down, and I did have one where I used to do this with my head. At the moment, I have one where I click my teeth together, like I go like that all the time. And I tap my knees when I walk and click my feet together. When I was younger, I used to have quite a lot of verbal tics. I used to swear quite a lot, so it was always bit weird when people used to think of me like, why is she swearing and things like that, but I got over it in the end. But I don't verbal tick anymore, so it's fine. I manage it mostly by taking my medication, well, when I can remember to take my medication. Otherwise it kind of gets out of control a lot of the time. Like it can get really bad at some points, or it could completely just go away for a couple of months and I won't tick at all. But I've learnt from a young age, since I've had it since such a young age, I've learnt to cope with it. I've learnt to manage it on my own, so. There's quite a few. When I get excited, I will get a lot more twitchy, and when I get nervous or anxious, it gets quite bad. Or if I feel like if I twitch and if I see someone watching me, it will increasingly get worse. So, yeah, if you know what I mean, it will get worse. I'd normally go to my sister. We get along really well. Like we never used to. When we were younger, we always used to fight and argue. But since we've gotten a lot older, we've grown a lot closer together, and I feel like I can just talk to her about anything and she'll just understand completely. I've been bullied since a young age. I've been to like 10 different schools because of bullying from my Tourette's. We moved to Cornwall when I was younger, but that doesn't have anything to do with it. But I went to 2 different schools there because of bullying as well. And then I've been to about 8 over here in Worthing, and it's just sort of been this massive journey where it's really hard at some points, and then it's gotten all right, and then it's gotten better, but then it just goes downhill again, so. ADHD, anxiety and depression. Yeah, of course. When I was 12, I was diagnosed with severe depression, anxiety and ADHD and Tourette's all at the same time. And it was kind of a lot to take on board at the time. I was only 12, so still going through middle school and bullying and everything like that. And then when I was in high school, about 15, 16 in my year 11 when I was taking my GCSEs, I actually had a bit of a mental breakdown. I had 3 suicide attempts at the time, and I self-harmed practically every day, and I don't really know. I knew at the point I felt like it was the right thing to do, like it was the only thing that could take my pain away. But now that I look back on it, it was a really stupid thing to do, and I really hurt my family by doing it, and I really regret doing it. But I had a mental breakdown when I was about 16, and it took me 6 months. I was told by the hospital to stay off school for about 6 months. I only stayed off for about 6 weeks because obviously I had my exams. So I had to go in, but then I ended up doing my exams in my own room, which was quite hard because I felt like, again, like an outcast from the rest of the group. Like I was the only one in my own little room. I had counsellor meetings, everything like that. I had child protection at one point, and it was really hard. Like a lot of things happened through high school, so yeah. I take quite a few. People won't really understand the names, but I take aripiprazole, which is for my Tourette's. I take Elvance, which is for my ADHD and I used to take sertraline, which was for my anxiety and depression, but I don't take that anymore.
It's no different really, you notice a few little tics here and there, but apart from that they're still the same person. She would take the mick out of stuff we had, and that was kind of like our way and her way of like coping and dealing with it in some way.
I mean, we're still there to support her, even though we take the mick a bit, but
yeah.
I mean, it's just a different way of sort of putting a lighter perspective on the situation. To an extent, I think it's sort of like
Uncontrollable motion.
yeah, uncontrollable actions, motions, but
Speech and stuff
other
like
than
that.
that, not fully.
Misfiring in the brain, I think, or something.